Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Chester and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Chester's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Now Chester is going to come home with his own training collar, and Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash. He's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, which is going to leave his left hand free to give any correction. And the only correction is a tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Now, if you notice, Chester's sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. That being said, we know that Chester has had previous obedience training. This is a drill so that you can spend time working with the dog to exercise his mind and have a better behaved, just generally all-around dog. The first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Chester heel, and they take off heeling. Now, heeling is proper walking on a leash. He has to stay even with Rich's left leg while they walk. No forging ahead, no lagging behind, no drifting off, no nose to the ground, and each time that Rich stops his feet, Chester has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So any of Chester's caretakers can put this video on and work along with it, and you're going to have a more confident, relaxed, calm dog because you've asked him to follow commands. The next command that Rich is going to give Chester is the stay command, and the stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. The long sit stay, when you're working at home, you should start out at about 1 minute and work all the way up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him as an additional distraction, returning all the way back to heel position. And Chester gets praised for a good job. You have to remember when you're dealing with a dog that their average intelligence is that of a 2-year-old. So if you put him in a position where he's unstimulated, he's going to get into trouble. So we are going to recommend that when he can't be watched or be interacted with, that he be crated.
Stay.
For your safety and his own. Now this time, instead of returning all the way back to Chester, Rich is going to demonstrate the come on command. Comes right in front and sits facing your knees, and then returns back to heel and back sitting. Beautifully done. Chester's the kind of dog that will get away with exactly as much as you let him get away with. And you've obviously worked hard with him as well to get him to this point.
Stay.
Make him hold those sit stays. It gives you quality time that you can spend with him, and he's working for praise. Now the next exercises that we're going to demonstrate for you are hits down commands, and a lot of this, again, Chester knew, but there was no self-control involved. So with your dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm straight down toward the ground on the one-word command to down and stay.
Stay.
The long down stay when you're practicing at home should be upwards of 5 minutes with a dog this age and with this much training. And you're soon going to be able to drop your leash, go in the other room. And this time Rich returns back to him just as he did on the sit stay. And Chester remains lying there until he gets the next command. And he loves that praise for a good job. He has come such a long way, and he definitely has potential. Rich is going to demonstrate the down from a heel position again.
Stay.
And this time he'll call him out of that. Chester just needs a job. And the very last exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is your down from a distance. And Rich is going to have a lot of other things to go over with you.
Stay.
He leaves him in a sit stay, turns and faces him, and uses his right hand to give the command, and drops him into a down from a distance. So as I said, Rich is going to be bringing you lots and lots of information tomorrow. He'll spend time with you answering questions so that you can enjoy Chester's remaining years. It's hard to believe that this boy is 9 years old. He's done a great job here at school, and we have enjoyed having him. Thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.